Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
And 3.
Number 2.
That's going to be followed by 1.
Woohoo!
Hey, did you miss us? Did you miss us, everybody? Hey, America, from the bottom of our hearts, you
Hey, you're welcome.
are welcome. Absolutely welcome. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave,
I'm Juan.
and this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Yeah, man, I'm just impressed. We got the computers turned back on. We figured out creatures of habit.
Look, man, we took 1 week off.
Mm-hmm.
A couple days ago, my daughter said, "Did you quit doing the podcast?"
1 week, and they've
And I said, "I've done 160 something in a row, and I
Yeah.
take 1 week off, and you
Yeah.
think I quit?"
Yeah, I had somebody today say, "Man, I popped on the podcast," and I thought after a while, I said, "Wait a minute, this is last week's podcast." To which I said, "Well, you're not paying attention, but thankfully, thanks for just having it on the feed. And oh, by the way, why not go back and listen to
Exactly.
these things are worthy of two listens." But hey, America, it is good to we did take a week, and that was on me. That was totally on me. But we did take last week off. I was back in Louisiana, and by the way, let's take care of some things. Let's just timestamp this. Happy Mother's Day,
Happy Mother's Day.
everyone. We are recording this on the evening of Mother's Day, and speaking of mothers, that's why I was down. So my mom Liz, she's a fighter, man. She's hopefully, I don't want to jinx it, hopefully going to be coming home from the hospital in a couple days, but it's been a good stretch. Look, some people are just committed. If they're gonna do something, they ain't gonna half-ass it.
Hey,
All
man,
right.
she's gonna go. She's gonna go in the hospital.
Yeah, if Liz doesn't complain about anything, she doesn't really get sick, man, when she decides to. But so that's where I last week, when we normally would record, I was spending time in the hospital because you've been through this before, and those of you out
Yeah.
there know, with family, and if you're fortunate enough to have family who can be supportive when someone is and don't get me wrong, the hospitals take care of people, but it's really better to have somebody staying with.
Well, right. You don't want anybody to be in there alone if you got a
Correct.
choice.
Correct. Not as opposed to you and I. Like, you and I would probably look at it as, this is a good opportunity.
Bro, I've been in the hospital alone a couple times.
Yeah.
Sent people home.
Just good opportunity. Just y'all leave me alone. But we didn't do that. So I had stayed in the hospital that night overnight, which is
Not designed for a guest.
you don't sleep, man.
They're in the room every hour.
You would think, and I know there are reasons they do that stuff, and I know it sounds like I'm complaining, and I guess I am, but you would think, like, man, could you maybe coordinate this? Like, could we sort of get the meds sort of lined up, maybe? Like, and I know you had to do something when you do it, but if you've got a 12-hour, like, one of the things they give her would be every 12 hours. Well, did you have to start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Right.
Meaning that you're back in at 3 a.m. But again, hey, these are first world problems. Most places on the planet would
And did they turn all the lights on when they come in?
They would not. They would not. But I got to be honest, I was there for a few days. It took me a couple, 3 days just to figure out what the switches were. What did what. There was one instance, and they didn't tell us this with these beds. Apparently, they're designed, there's a setting that if the person gets out of the bed, or I guess falls out the bed, an alarm goes off. So it's said that if there's weight in the bed,
Okay.
you're fine. So, sometimes you move from bed to chair, and my mom was in the chair. They try to, stay in the chair for the better part of the day. And I'm sitting on the bed, just, talking, doing whatever. And I get up off the bed, and this bam, bam, bam. And I don't, man, when something's going off and you don't want to like, oh man, I don't want anybody to come running. Hey, but nobody came running, by the way. That's a scary thing too, right? When you accidentally press a call button or accidentally press an urgent button and ain't nobody urgent. That's not
urgent to you. There's different definitions of urgent.
man. And I have total respect, total sympathy for people with tough jobs. I do. But when you're in a situation like that, you soon see the difference between people who give a crap and people who maybe they give a crap, they just forgot their craps in the car. They came to work and they had a bag full of craps and they left that in the car, and then they show up at work and, oh man, I'm fresh out of craps to give. And you run into those kind of folks, because on TV, man, everybody's reading the charts, everybody's on top of everything, everybody's, patient so and so, and they're all paid. Man, in reality, you
wait in your turn.
And then you ask a question and they give a different answer. Then, well, that's not what the doctor said. And, oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I see it now. Okay. Hey, again, I'm not really complaining. It's just one of those things that kind of dawns on you
I
after.
know. I remember because when my mom was in the hospital, I mean, she passed 5 years ago, so it's been a bit. But it was, you found the person, who you just kind of vibed with.
You find a good one.
Nurse, right?
You find the good one.
Right.
Dude, I got those texts right now. I could read you the text. So I've been very fortunate. So we've been cycling through. So and shout out to my wife, Mother's Day. She saw how things were working. She did 3 nights in a row overnight. There, she was a trooper. But so are my sisters, and that overnight shift and being there when the doctor come. Ooh, the doctors are on, and they read the numbers and stuff. But I get those texts every morning about who was on. We got the good one. We got the one, whatever. It was kind of, funny. And then it texts back and forth. Is that the nice girl with the tatted up arm? Yeah, that's her. You can't judge the quality or the competence or the empathy of the employees based on the tats, because the tatted up girl is really sweet. Yeah, for those of you listening. So if the tatted girl is listening to the podcast, there you go.
Right, you're the favorite.
You stood it. Well, one of. There was some, but yeah, it's just tiring stuff, and that's when I figured it's like, man, last week, we could do a podcast, man, but I try not to curse. I was tired enough. I didn't know I could. No, we're not going to do a family friendly one, but anyway, so good. So hopefully Liz is back where she can be listening to these things. And so get well soon, Mom. I'm actually heading down.
Happy Mother's Day.
That's right. Happy Mother's Day. I talked to her this afternoon. I said, not every mother gets to spend their Mother's Day in the luxurious accommodations you're in right now. I don't know if she cursed at me or not, but my mom doesn't curse at me. Not. I'm sure she curses about me to some other,
right? Just not sisters. It's a difference.
Not at me. You ever do stuff like with, well, again, it's partly being tired, partly being, you'd have appreciated this. I should have run tape on some of the conversations just to play on the podcast. But, nurses come in, I don't know who these people are. Could have been, I think some doctors were in there sometimes. And I'd be there with a couple of sisters, and I'd be just playing that up, but being her favorite, and they'd come in. And almost every time they'd have to make sure they were the right patient. So they would ask my mom her birthday. And man, she's sharp. I mean, to make sure. Yeah. And by the time every nurse on the floor knows my mom's birthday by now, and we expect flowers, by the way, those of you, but that's why one of the nurses came in to do that. And I said, she did it. I said, Mom, what's my birthday? She knew my birthday, right? And then later on, my sisters got there, and there were nurses in the room, and I told them, I said, man, it was weird. Mom knew her birthday. And then I asked her, and she knew my birthday, and I got 3 sisters, and I asked what their birthday was, and she didn't remember she even had daughters. So I don't know.
She was throwing out the time of your birth.
And the nurse was looking over like it was all serious. Like, man, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I said she just zoned in on the favorite, and
After that day, everything was downhill, man.
And she'd be sitting in the chair. Shut up, David.
Mm.
When it's serious, when they call you by your actual name. But all good. All good. I'll say all good. Doing better. Got to do the lovely drive to Louisiana again.
Mm. Oh,
Just
it's
gets
pretty
gets
pretty
better
rough.
better and better. Thought about something somewhere. I'm not going to give the exit because I forget. Somewhere between Texas and Lake Charles, there are these lovely exits. And I'm from Cutoff, so I can make fun of small towns and I can make fun of. Learned a lesson though. We're kind of hungry. My wife and I heading down there, and I would never, but time is I got to eat something. So we pull off, and what do you feel like? Well, there's a Wendy's. All right, let's go to Wendy's. Here's a hint, y'all. When you pull into an exit off of the interstate and it looks kind of ratty to start off with, you probably
Get
then
get back on.
you pull onto a Wendy's that has a help wanted sign. It's my own fault. My own fault. Like, man. And a single. We weren't that hungry. We'd stop somewhere like gas and had snacks or something. So, and this is old man shouting at the cloud stuff again. I'm gonna complain about what stuff cost. So I just pull in and first of all, I'm looking at the menu thinking, am I at Wendy's? Like, are those
Well,
prices?
because now it's like you got the Daves and the Dave double and the Dave's triple.
Well, dude, I don't want all that stuff. My wife wasn't hungry either. So we ordered 2 singles. Not the meals.
Mm-hmm. Just the burger.
Just give me a burger. You know what they charge for a single Dave? I mean, not even a day, a
Yeah,
single.
you may as well get the meal and throw it away because you're gonna pay like 50 cents more.
It was like $6 and change per burger.
Yeah.
Right? And it's all like, that 2 that'll be 13, whatever. I'm like,
Dude, you go get a meal like at McDonald's or something, you pop, 11, $12 unless you're on the day that, like Tuesdays is, if it's Big Mac day or something.
y'all, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know I could go down that path. I've been reading all kinds of stuff today. Some people have been sending me things about, inflation and what we're doing. And it's just not,
It's right. It's better. I heard the president, talk about it. It was 9% when he took office.
you wonder if they know, well, the people that are writing the stuff and they know it's lies.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he knows it's lies anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. They said whatever that interview he did on CNN, they said it was a lie a minute.
That's about right.
Yeah.
I just somebody would ask when he said that. 9%. Just give him a quick math. Mr. President, is 9 more or less than 8? You think I'm kidding? So yeah, it's bizarro world what's going on there, but and then they showed me. We're not going to go down the political thing,
No.
but they showed me. I was grilling here today, and my brother-in-law pulled up pictures of to show me. Trump had a rally in New Jersey,
like close to, it was between 80 and 100,000 people,
estimating around 100,000 people in New Jersey.
Yeah,
dude, New Jersey.
And what they said in both 16 and 2020, he lost New Jersey like by double digits.
Yeah, but now we're finding out, and they're finally admitting stuff that it's like, yeah, did he? I mean, it's crazy what's going on in Georgia right now. Here's the bizarro world we're heading to, is that even for people, regardless of whatever political side the political spectrum you are. Even people that with their very core hate Trump, even those people are shaking their head saying, yeah, he's inevitable. Like there's never, so what happens? What happens this time when, right?
They're not, yeah.
When they start trying to tell us, gee whiz, we're gonna have to count these a little more.
Yeah, 3 or 4 more days.
But so it will be interesting. So stock up on food, cash, guns, ammo. I mean, get ready for an interesting fall, everybody.
Speaking of elections,
and we were.
you're looking at the newest member, the Shadowbrook Lakes Homeowners Association Board of Directors.
Hang on. Official
Right.
applause. You are now on the board of directors?
Yeah, well, HOA board, I guess, is board of directors. I don't know.
That's the beginning. That's the beginning of the Seminole political dynasty.
Close to the end.
Oh man, how often do you have to meet?
I don't know. We just had they had the meeting the other night to announce the votes. And there was more people that ran. I thought it was like I thought it was the exact number of people running.
Oh man.
But there was a couple extras. So when I saw there was a meeting, I called this dude that's on the board. And I said, man, if I didn't win, do not let me come to this meeting and be humiliated.
That would be so bad.
Oh.
So did you find out, did they give you any vote counts?
Yeah, it's well, it's so stupid. Like half the votes end up not counting because people don't sign it or whatever.
Hey, that's amazing. I just want to point that out, dude. So I love the fact that your HOA will throw out a ballot for not being signed, but our presidential election will not.
No.
Something as important as your HOA, we got to verify
That's right.
that this is an official ballot. Presidential elections,
So basically, I got 2 less than the total count voted. Like you vote for 5 people. So whatever there was, 50 votes or whatever, I got 2 less than that. So now I want to know who's the 2 people that didn't vote for me.
They couldn't say your last name. They went, I ain't voting for that guy.
Yeah, whatever.
I got to be honest. I voted for something here local the other day, and the only ones we really worried about was school board. We had a local school board, and I'm going to be honest. I got a couple of friends who were very into it, there, and then I have relatives in the school system. One of them, and so kind of go by what they just tell.
Yeah.
He just texted, who am I voting for? And because but then you show up and there's always some people to vote for or stuff to vote on that you didn't know was on the ballot. Yeah. So you walk in there prepped to vote for, okay, I know I'm voting for this. And then it's like, huh.
I try to not cast ignorant votes. If I don't know it, I'm not voting for it.
I'll do that. I'll leave something blank.
I mean, I'm not voting against anything. I just won't vote on that.
Be honest though. I'll leave stuff blank, but there are certain names, and this should not be the way it is, man. There's sometimes, and I look and there's 2 choices or 3 choices, or especially if there's 2 choices, and one name just don't look right to me. I'm like, that looks like a troublemaker. That guy's got a troublemaking name right there. I don't know who this other couillon is, but there you go.
There you go, because you got a better name.
Well, and
the only time there was a guy we went to Nicholls with who was on the school board here for a number of years, and he was in my district or whatever, so I would vote for him, but he's not on the school board anymore. But he might be running for mayor, so I'll vote for him if he runs for mayor.
We got a Nicholls alum.
Mm-hmm. Yep, a Nicholls alum and former Iron Horse bartender, David Tatman.
That name rings a bell.
He was from New Orleans. Yeah, he was.
And he's running for mayor of Baton Rouge?
He might. I know he was doing some exploring.
Come on, bro, run. Juan and I will endorse you blindly.
Yeah, that's right, man. Run you some free spots.
Man, well, 100%. All you need, you had me at Nicholls alum. Because
Talking about Nicholls, I'll tell you a little bit more. So I was reminded of Nicholls this week for a not so good reason. You remember when I think we've talked about this before, when Nicholls used to do the Crawfish Day.
Yeah, I was not a fan. I didn't
wasn't either. I think they would boil the crawfish 2 or 3 days before and just in the sack and just drop it in the hot water.
That is why so often over in the past, when people tell me I don't really like crawfish, I always have to say, well, where'd you have them?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's like in a restaurant as well. I mean, if all the seasoning is on the outside shell.
Yeah.
Right. That's not how you have them.
That's how a lot of people in Lafayette do it like that.
Well,
like that.
We'll forgive them for their ignorance. Yeah. Come on, Lafayette. Don't do that.
but we went. So there was some, I don't know, some charity thing like a crawfish cook-off where companies, I guess, sponsored teams, and it was in Baton Rouge, and the most Baton Rouge crawfish thing ever. So work had, yeah, I would have never gone, but we had like, had free passes or whatever from work. So I went. Um, it was $40 all you could eat, but then you got there and there was, it's like, oh well, everybody's out and I gotta wait 20 minutes.
Oh, geez.
But dude, when I tell you, first of all, again, just felt gross. Not just the food, the whole atmosphere. And when I say it was the most, like anything like this, if you go up, you got to spend cash or like for drinks and stuff, they'll make you go get tickets and stuff. So when get some,
I know why they do that, because if
yeah,
I had to run an operation, because people go steal.
right, right.
They're gonna steal. So you got to do the ticket thing. But God, that's aggravating.
But so you go up to the ticket booth, and maybe it's because I wasn't born today. I've been on Earth a little while.
A little while.
When you walk up to the ticket booth, it's a ticket booth. Got a circle here and got a hole on the bottom. There's a post-it note with an arrow on it by the circle that says, "Speak here."
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty much right in line with my face. So
They were
it's
probably were they having problems with people dropping down and talking into the handhole? I mean,
I don't know.
just
But so that was one of the first signs. But then I don't know, the crawfish was it I don't know if it was the crawfish itself, but it just didn't feel good, didn't taste good. You put it in your mouth and it would like break up like you eat a chunk of dirt.
you're making it, yeah, well, and that's when you feel good that you went through all the trouble.
Right, right. And then like I got a piece of sausage, I'm saying,
Oh,
so
you did
maybe I'll
not.
just
Dude,
when
you could
thank
you'd
you.
have to put a gun to my
Thank
forehead.
you. Thank you. Because it's just on my little plate. And I told Joe, I said, I'm not even eating this. This, who God knows who touched this. And she said, it's been in boiling water. I said, I don't care.
It's been
I don't care.
I didn't see them take it out of the water.
Right. No.
Oh, no. I don't, but I'm that way with a lot of, if I'm boiling that stuff at my own house, and I'm not a big, like I said, I'm not a big crawfish guy, man. I boil shrimp. Yeah. I mean, 9 out of 10 times you give me the choice, I like boiled shrimp more than crawfish, just because I don't know, there's more oomph per peel.
Yeah.
You peel a nice big shrimp and you can fill up on shrimp.
Right.
You can't. We were at a crawfish ball yesterday. Now this is not like you went to a public horrible. No, I went to a crawfish ball. Some our best friends that do this, and folks come in, so they know what my friends. My friend Kurt, he knows what he's
Dude, you
doing.
got a nice garage.
Oh, is that the pictures in the?
Yeah. Was that where y'all were?
Oh yeah, they just moved. They just moved to a new house. And
I was looking in the window and some nice racks in there.
dude, this neighborhood, the neighborhood he's in, apparently, and you can see that, like, it's people, I guess, to the stage of life where the house is nice, but everything is outside. Like their garage, it's like it's like a condo. Like you could park 4 to 6 cars in the garage,
Oh
and
wow.
that doesn't count the covered carport. The what do they call it? The porta? What is it?
Porter share.
Porta share, correct? Whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah. So nice, great setup. He's got like 4 TVs in there. I mean, good to go. But ball and crawfish, and so we're there, and good time, having a good time with everybody. But I realized that on the way home with my wife. Thankfully, she midway through says, I'm just gonna drink water the rest of the way, because she'll be dry. So I got to enjoy a few more beers than I normally would. But I said that on the way home, it's like, I love crawfish, it's part of it. But you think about it, I just took in so much sodium. Like
Yeah.
like my body right now, like you don't even try to get your wedding ring off. I mean, it's like so much sodium, and you're still kind of hungry because you don't fill up eating.
Well, see, we went yesterday on Saturday. We went and took my mother-in-law and stuff, and went to a restaurant that's got good crawfish. But I ate a decent amount, but then we leave and we go to the Dairy Queen and get some ice cream.
Oh, well, look. Yeah. So yeah, those of you that are not all from South Louisiana, if you ever get invited to a legit Cajuns putting on a crawfish boil, It's fun. You're gonna enjoy what you eat. It's one of the unhealthiest days of your
Yeah.
life. I mean, like I said, I came back realizing, okay, I am just loaded with sodium. And then I just went crazy on the desserts because everybody's bringing various desserts. And try this, try that, try this, try that, and beer. And then you get home and you're hungry. Me and my son both
Yeah,
got
I
back
don't
and
know
ate.
why. It's
We made
always
sandwiches. We both had a sandwich when we got home because it's like, yeah, it's like. But and you know what? One of our friends there made. It was, I guess it was brownies. We couldn't really show. It was a tray, and somebody was asking, was it brownies, whatever. And the frosting was pretty thick, sort of a brownish, reddish brown frosting. Dude, it was fantastic. And I was like sitting there eating it going, okay, when something tastes really good, but you can't figure out why does this taste, what is this? And I'm picking up a little bit cinnamon, just a touch of cinnamon in the frosting, but it's got some heat to it. I'm like, what the? And then after but freaking, it was delicious. And then they told me after, yeah, it's got a touch of cayenne in there.
no,
You ever had any desserts with cayenne
no,
pepper in it?
no.
Dude, I went find her. Her name's Diane. I went find Diane. I said, Diane, I got to tell you, I didn't know what the hell I was eating, but it was good. And then when they told me it was like I told her, I said, well done. If you'd have told me that you can make a brownie with some kind of thick frosting on it with a little cinnamon and a touch of cayenne, bruh. Well, yo, that's what a Louisiana crawfish ball it's like. Gained about 5 pounds that evening, but and we grilled today. What'd you do for Mother's Day? What you
Hung out.
you
Nothing
know?
special.
Well, good
No.
for you. My wife
Yeah.
and I talked about that. It's like there's so much pressure to do things. Um, but I just decided I was, okay, I'll grill. And then our family came over, so I don't normally
Well,
do
like
this.
3 or 4 days ago, Joey came home and told me she had bought her Mother's Day gift. So,
That's that. See, that's a
yeah.
wonderful woman to do that. Yeah, my wife and I were talking about that. I think our outside TV went out. Our outside and someone's, oh, your TV went out. I said, that thing's 10 years old. Been outside 8 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a long
Samsung. I
time.
mean, I'll send a good letter to Samsung on that one. Hey, whoever made this one in the plant, here's the serial number. Nice job. Can you send me another one just like that? Um,
Yeah,
but
but
it
so no,
was
then we did that. We went to church and then we got home, went pick up some, bought a bunch of plants from Lowe's and came back and, planted.
we the exciting life of being married.
Mm-hmm.
Middle-aged married people. Would it'd be fun. Let's go buy some potted plants.
Yeah.
Let's go. But I had things to do today, including this, but also church, and I got to do some writing and stuff later on tonight. So I don't normally. I grilled a lot of stuff today, man. I grilled uh, sausages, chicken, steaks, fajitas, and something else. I mean, I had a lot of drinking coffee. I don't normally drink coffee when I'm grilling, man. Sad part was I think I did a better job. Part of me was almost thinking, man, I hope I mess some of this stuff up because, give me I'd be able to convince myself, well, the problem is I wasn't drinking. I need to have 3 or 4 beers in me to get my grilling skills right.
Mhm.
Not so much.
So, well, I had this for last week, but I saved it because it was worth the save. I got an email, granted, I know it's spam or somebody trying to get money. Um, but I have an iCloud account. I don't know why. I think it's just something to do with because it's for Apple stuff.
I think they
But
make you get one.
yeah, so that's got to be it. But so I noticed there was an email in that account. Subject line is "You have been hacked," and I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's a bit long.
No.
Hello, pervert. I've sent this message from your iCloud mail. I want to inform you about a very bad situation for you. However, you can benefit from it if you act wisely. Have you heard of Pegasus? This is a spyware program that installs on your computers and smartphones and allows hackers to monitor the activity of device owners. It provides access to your webcam, blah, 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 blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah. It's been a few months since I've installed it on your device because you are not quite choosy about about what links to click on the internet. During this period, I've learned about all aspects of your private life, but
Man.
one of significance to me. I've recorded many videos of you doing things to yourself to highly controversial porn videos.
Ah,
Given the questionable genre, it's almost always the same. I can conclude that you have a sick perversion. Well, it goes on to say that, for the low price of $900,
yep.
he will delete the emails or delete the videos. So I responded, I said, hey, I'd like to see.
Man, no joke.
Yeah,
No,
send them on, man. Couldn't tell you the last time I saw porn. Uh,
man, listen. And the sad part is, Juan, there's several people that probably,
oh,
it's not exactly, you're not even casting a very wide net there. It's like you're gonna yeah, that's there are people say, uh, maybe a lot of people that live watching porn probably believe that kind of stuff. It's sad. Both with my sons, and I hope they remember. And we always kind of talk about that. I mean, they're grown men; they do what you do, but like you can't believe anything, anything,
mm,
any.
no. And this is the thing. They wouldn't send that if nobody ever paid.
Correct, correct. I mean, God bless him. But my dad's been. You said so. My dad passed about a year after your mom. We talked about how long. But my dad years ago. And he's the most trusting dude in the world, man. He just always was. My dad's why would you lie?
Right. Had no reason not to.
Or he would my dad was the kind of guy that he could know somebody was just a degenerate liar and would think,
Maybe this time.
but give him the benefit of the doubt. Well, he did something. He got some kind of hack job, Russian hackers. Anyway, basically got control of his computer. They either shut him down or he couldn't access stuff, or it was, you know, and ransomware. And my dad, God bless my dad, he paid him with a credit card. I forget what he paid him. It wasn't that much. It wasn't
Yeah.
that much, but and then I think he got it back for like a day or two, and they shut it down again. And he was furious. And this is my dad. My dad is writing a firmly worded letter to hackers about how about how
they're gonna feel bad.
yeah, about how what was it? I forget what the phrase was. Not unprofessional, but despicable or something. I forget what it was. And I'm thinking, yeah, they're really scared. So look, first of all, don't get me wrong. It sucks if you get stuff that shuts
Yeah.
your computer down. Don't pay nobody, y'all. Of course,
Mm-mm.
what am I saying? They got ransomware stuff. They're shutting casinos. Like they got casinos and insurance companies and all kinds of businesses paying ransom to to get their stuff back. But yeah, well, like they say, live your life like everybody's gonna find out everything, y'all.
Mhm.
You know,
We're
let
talking about the
he
potential of shutting
without
stuff
sin.
down. Did y'all get the Northern Lights?
I read about them. I didn't go outside and look at
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
if they told me a meteor was heading toward Earth like that movie and it was going to end this, I might go outside and say, "Oh, well,
See, because
it's
it was
nice."
you're supposed to be able to see it again last night, but not here. And but yeah, I promise you, Joey went out every 20, 30 minutes after dark and said, if you get up during the night to go to the restroom, go look at the door and see if you see it, and then wake me up.
It's the same people that were going crazy about the eclipse, man. That's cool.
Yeah, my son was driving some lakes to go see it. So
It's all good, y'all. All good.
yeah, I
But
saw it on my phone. That's all I needed.
they were afraid that it would knock out some.
Right. Yeah, that's where I was going with that. It would just shut down. Yeah.
Listen, I had a wake up call, not even a wake up call, it's just a reminder on the way in, on the way back. So on the way going to Louisiana, we learned don't pull into a ratty Wendy's that needs help. Probably not gonna be the best burger you ever had. On the way coming back, I hit and I give a shout out to the place. It's called the Tiger Stop. It's
Oh yeah.
okay. I used to hit that place a couple times. We'd always stop there in the past, and even after
They used to have a tiger.
Did they? Well, wait, no, I think we're thinking of different ones. You're thinking of the one on I-10.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this one's in I think it's called Target. This one's on 90. It's on
Oh, okay.
90 coming from Morgan City heading into to Lafayette. It's not far out of Lafayette. But anyway, pull in there, go to get gas. It said see cashier. I'm like, oh crap, okay, whatever. And I go inside and the credit card, debit card, credit card system was down. And there's probably, I don't know how many people trying to pump gas and how many people in this place. And it just made you realize, dude, we're one. Man, I'd like to even know how many countries could take down some of these systems.
Oh, in a minute, dude. And I'm lazy with that. You tell me to go see the cashier, I'm going to see the next gas station.
You are, well, I thought about, I mean, but we was there and they were
Yeah.
already out walking the dog. And I'm like, well, and then she said, well, she said, I can't do anything. And she was frustrated because they would have some kind of upgrade going on. She said, well,
Oh, so she couldn't take a card at all?
at all,
Wow.
at all. And she could take cash. Luckily, I'm traveling with my mother-in-law and apparently my wife, who decided they were cash heavy. We were we would have been a target. I think if somebody would have realized the cash these two women, it wasn't thousands, but they had a lot of cash on
Yeah.
it. So I was able to pay cash. But also as I'm walking out to pump gas, I'm telling people, yeah, they only can take cash. Oh, damn, everybody, it shuts down, man. We're like, and
I'd be done. I'd be done.
dude, civilization breaks down. It'll break down.
Yeah,
We, we,
I think I have $5, like 5 ones in the console of my car. So yeah, I can get a gallon and a half.
yeah. Think about it, America. What would you do if all of a sudden, your card don't swipe, or you log on to your bank account, can't get through? And this is all not, I don't want to be gloom and doom, but I'm just like standing there going, huh. So in a real world, if we found out like everything was down nationwide, I'd have just started grabbing stuff off the shelves. I'd have been like one of those commercials. I mean, I'm not a commercial, one of those videos going, wow, just filling my shirt up with, ding dongs, little Debbie's, and just there you go. But yeah, so need some cash, need some guns, need some some
Well, I read
goods.
something yesterday that a new thing in San Francisco, homeless have, another opportunity to not need cash. Um, some places are giving out free shots, and by shot I mean, like a shot, like a shooter,
Of
not
alcohol.
not a right. If you're a homeless alcoholic, yeah, they don't want you to have to go through withdrawals on your, so yeah, they'll give you, it's like a prescription at every couple of hours. You can go and get your shot of vodka.
You got to be kidding me.
Nah.
At some point, at some point, can't we just take a vote as a country and say, you know what? You can't give them to Mexico. They're too far north. Who can you give them to? Well, actually, China probably owns them. That was the only time they cleaned it up, right? When the president of China showed up, all of a sudden the homeless the streets were clean, and you couldn't see the homeless. At this point, have them, take them. What are you gonna?
I told somebody the other day, I said, between the homeless people and the campus protesters, tent manufacturers are making a killing.
Man, colleges. I read this a little while ago before coming on that Duke University.
I know, yeah.
So the commencement speaker at Duke was Jerry Seinfeld, who, I like Seinfeld. I think he's funny. He's been everywhere the past few weeks with.
He's got something coming, I guess.
No, he's got. Yeah, it's called Unfrosted. It's a Netflix show. It's about the creation of the Pop-Tart. It actually looks kind of funny. I think I like Seinfeld. I think he's funny. It's weird how though apparently his daughter graduated Duke last year and he has a son at Duke now. So yeah, his two kids go to Duke.
Okay, I couldn't figure out what was was there some
Yeah.
logical connection?
But then apparently during the his speech, because he's Seinfeld, he's obviously Jewish, and he's come out about supporting Israel, and so a few dozen uh, students,
Graduates, yeah.
graduates, whatever, walked out chanting Free Palestine or something while he was, yo, I don't even know where to go with stuff anymore with these schools. It's all.
Was it Elon Musk that said anybody who gets doing that, they should get, if we should send them to Palestine?
Send them. Or the thing was, yeah, if you take down a
Yeah,
U.S.
that's what it was. I think
take
you
down a
break the
U.S.
law
flag
then.
and fly another flag, then okay,
Yeah.
that's where we're sending you.
Go ahead. So you can come back, but you're gonna go there for a little while.
Yeah. But as it is, more and more people, if some of these schools, if you have a degree, these extremely expensive schools with these supposedly prestigious, I would not hire anybody. Like if I'm running a company and I'm looking at somebody and I need to hire somebody of importance, like this is a position that actually matters. No, I can't trust. Like, I don't know what you learned, but you didn't learn anything about how useful.
Well, there have been
So
some of them that they've interviewed and said, "What exactly are you protesting?"
no.
I'm not sure. I should be better educated on that.
You think?
Yeah, you should.
Probably should. But anyway, that's we'll see. That's what's going on. I just jotted down a few things here. News here. So I live near a place that's not too small. It's called Houston, Texas. You may have heard of it.
I have.
It's a little bit bigger than, say, Golden Meadow. Okay, just a little bit. Well, we had our police chief immediately resign last week. Apparently, amid questions and such of the tens of thousands of police cases that have just been lost or waived or over. Like, that's the other thing you have to watch when they talk about crime being down in a lot of places. It's down because they're not reporting anything anymore. Not only do,
the commission of the crime is not necessarily
no.
down.
You got more actual crime being committed than any time in memory, but they're not logging any of it. Or in this case, and I mean, some of this stuff is violent stuff. I'm talking assaults and rapes and maybe even some murders and some bad stuff. That, let's put it this way: the police chief of the fourth largest city in the country doesn't just randomly resign. And he took the place of some idiot that was here before. It's kind of funny, man. The sad part is, I don't care what political slant you are. I just always assume if you're in law enforcement, right? That should not be, that's not a political thing.
Right. You should enforce the law.
It's crime, bro. Crime. It's not if this, if that, what you look like, where you come from, what it's crime. Like I said, what's our answer? Hey, South Louisiana, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Crime. I know it looks like it. Don't do it. It's tempting. Don't do it. But yeah, so we got so now there's the argument going about who gets to pick the next police
The new
chief
sheriff or whatever.
Yes,
Chief.
police chief. It's a mess here. What was the other one here? Well, it's sort of, I kind of tied it into the hospital. I was surprised. I was in Thibodeau, but I know I said this about a big Houston hospital. A friend of mine in recently. It amazes me. You can just walk into a hospital, just walk around. You can just press the button on the elevator, get out on the floor, walk around, pretend you belong, pretend like, seriously, patients everywhere, some of them in serious condition, but they walk around, just nobody asks anything. And if they say, like, can I help you? I'm here to see just make up something. Nobody until like 9 o'clock at night. At 9 o'clock at night, you have to come through the emergency room. That's the only thing that's open. And then you're supposed to walk over to some window but they don't check anything. They don't check IDs or anything. You just walk up and say, yeah, I need to visit room 217. All right, we'll buzz you in. That's it. Just again, maybe I'm remembering wrong. It seemed like back in the day, you went to a hospital, there was a desk to check into, or
I
am I
mean,
wrong? I don't. It seemed like there was more security in hospitals than.
it seems like the nurses station used to be kind of like in the center. So you had to go there before you went, like you went through the main entrance, but then you went to the area.
Yeah, I don't know. I do know, like you walk in late at night, or say late, not late, anytime after 9, and you got to go through the emergency room, and it's when you walk through the you just hold your breath because the emergency rooms now are not usually. You're not seeing a lot of like physical trauma
No.
type stuff. It's people that are sick, right? That's apparently what we do now. Nobody goes to a doctor or has a doctor. You just show up at the emergency room.
Well, but that's what the whole doc in the box after hours clinics was supposed to stop. So if you weren't really critical, you could, go to an after hours clinic.
Well, I mean, good luck. I mean, I guess, right? But yeah, that's what I find. Like I got to come in and check in, but I don't want to breathe in here because that's the thing. And again, that's the thing about, I'm guessing doctors and nurses have to have some of the strongest immune systems ever because
Well, yeah, you're around it all the time. It's called natural immunity.
you can't spend any amount of time in a hospital and you catching something. You catching something. Wasn't what I think I jotted down here. Oh yeah. I probably don't have time to tell the full story, but I ended up sitting next to some insane liberal lady on the plane coming in from Orlando. I was in Orlando, man, I lose track of time. I guess it was last week, and I was fortunate this time. Oh, I say fortunate. I'm getting old and crotchety, and I'm just like, if somebody else is having me go do something. You know what? We're gonna put in a few extra dollars. I'm sitting in the front of the plane. I'm not, And I was sitting near this lady, and I got my earbuds in, and that's the universal sign of I ain't
Don't
talking,
talk to me.
And nobody talks on planes anymore, man.
Mhm.
Nobody. And she's sitting on the window, whatever, and I don't even know how the conversation started, Juan. I just don't know. I should have pretended I was sleeping. I should have, and I'm not going to describe her, but she belonged to the protest. She was probably about a little bit younger than me, but dressed in, whatever. Uh, and she starts asking and just starting up small talk. And here's the universal thing too. When somebody like, pulls their earbud out, I'm sorry, what? And then puts it back in when you're done, that means
That means I'm done.
it means I don't want to talk. But apparently she would ask us to whatever something. Now apparently, Juan, I am just so damn interesting that she had to follow up question on whatever I would say. And then like 5 minutes into this, I don't even know what brought it up, but she identified herself to me as just idiot. And it was something, I don't know, something about what something costs or whatever. And she says, well, the problem with inflation, I don't even remember how in the 5-minute conversation when I'm trying not to have a conversation that this all of a sudden me and this woman are talking about inflation. It's because corporate greed.
Yeah.
She blamed corporate greed. Something went off in my head. I was like, oh, do I really want to commit to educating this? And went back and forth a little bit. And then I forget what the next thing was. It was something about I guess she worked for some energy company and and I don't know. I said something about Texas. Yeah, we were great until they started putting all of our stuff on solar and wind that doesn't work. That's true. I mean, Texas has always had the best part. And oh, that's not the real reason. She starts. I was flying back to Houston one. I planned on getting here, doing whatever. I wasn't even going to have a drink on this flight. Like 20 minutes into this woman and just like, and like I said, I just went, all right, I'm all in. Give me a beer. We'll flight attendant, give me a beer. Man, I spent an hour and 15 minutes just educating. Now, I can't say I was educating. I was
No,
preaching.
you were giving her information that she didn't want to receive.
Yes. What's that old Ed Koch had a good line? I can explain it to you. I can't understand it for you. All right. And I remember halfway through, and I feel friendly about it, and we found some common ground on some things, but I ended up telling her that. I said, here's one of the issues. I said, if you can agree on a fact, okay, this is what something is. This is how then we can feel differently about the fact. I can have my opinion about it. You
Right.
can have your opinion about it. You might think it's a good thing where I don't think it's a good thing, or vice versa. We can debate all these things about what we feel, what we think about that fact. But if we can't agree on what's a freaking fact, none of this. And it was what was the one this is let me tell you how crazy this conversation went. I had a couple beers by the time we were done. I'm just like wired up. We started talking about whatever, and I said something about, well, it's like, take a poll across the country. Who thinks that having drag queen shows and drag queens reading in our school libraries is a good thing? You know what she said? Oh, that's not happening.
Yeah, no,
I said,
not at
I
all.
said, I said, what do you mean? Oh, that's just not. They're making that up. So they're making that up.
Yeah, they just put those flyers in the libraries and stuff.
And I was like, and I mean, we're in the air, right? And I'm like, and I normally do the free text thing. It annoys me to no end that freaking United on a plane ticket that cost about $1,000 wants to charge an extra $8 for me to have freaking internet. United, you suck. Okay, they know they suck. That's the thing. They know. But anyway, yeah, you know what I'm saying? How annoying is that? Like we talked about this last time. Like, first class is not first class anymore. It's like first-ish, or it's like a coach deluxe. You want to give something to quote unquote first class that might actually just be a little bit of a perk? Let us have internet. Just you're gonna charge another. But I looked at that woman and said, I will right now pay $8 to be able to load internet right now to just pull up. And she says, well, they're using AI and stuff now to fake those things. And then it was just like, you know what? It's been nice. You have a nice. And she kept talking about. She kept
I'm
talking
getting
about.
back to listening to the best of Rush Limbaugh.
Man, I am going to pop in my earbuds. I've been on a Phil Collins kick lately, man. Phil Collins. You can't say he's underrated. I mean, because the guy he's worth about $300 million, and he's But yeah, man, I've been pulling up the old Phil Collins catalog. It's some with Genesis, but his stuff, and even the Tarzan soundtrack, dude. That movie didn't do very well, but the Phil Collins Tarzan soundtrack. I think were you in that text? I was texting people from the air the other day. I was doing something. I was bored in the air, just texting. Here's a random thought. Phil Collins, underrated.
He's kind of, I mean, he had a good voice. He's always a good songwriter. Now he just looks like, I mean, he's ill.
Well, dude, he's older and arthritic, and happens to all of us, bro.
Right. You just see me going down those stairs earlier.
I'm to the point now, even if something doesn't hurt, I am grunting. Like, I am programmed that if you see me bending down, you're going to hear, my wife would tell me, does something hurt? Not really. That's just what I do now.
Right. You're just preparing for it just in case.
Well, before
I was at Walmart the other day, which is, another rare thing for me. And you've had a similar experience because you talked about it. So I'm walking down the aisle, and this lady who is on the scooter, whatever you call them, the handicapped scooters, who I assure you, her arms weren't handicapped because they worked really good going to her mouth based on, the physical appearance.
Enough said. It was a self-induced handicap.
Right. But she asked if I would mind, picking up a case of water and putting it on the basket on the front of the little cart. And I said, yeah, but you might want to move some of that stuff in there because this water's going to take the whole space and it's going to mush what's in there. I said, oh, okay. And she did. So I put it there. Dude, as I'm putting it on and I'm lifting it to put on, she hits the gas. Like drills me in the shins.
No.
Yes.
you'd have been fully within your rights to just kind of dump that, just drop the heavy water on her lap. Hey, you're trying to be a nice guy.
Right.
You know, it's funny though, when she asked, do you mind? You should have stopped her right there. I mind this conversation. I've been minding things since it became obvious to me that you exist. I've been minding this whole time. I have been minding, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to tell you that I mind. I'm going to try to help. But yeah, no, I think did I send you that picture I took in the Sam's? Is that?
I know you loaded up some water one time.
No. Okay, wait, it's something since then. But yeah, no. That was the one I was in the parking lot, and this elderly lady asked, and I'm like, next thing I know, I'm just freaking
You're loading the pallet.
I'm loading the pallet, but that's I mean, whatever. Because that was the one that I felt good at, that she was all like, bless you, bless whatever. So I'm like, okay, at least she was whatever. No, the picture, I guess I didn't send it to you. I sent it to some other friends. Like, I'm in the Sam's Club, and all I can guess is the family shows up, and whatever more portable carts, they basically group shop on the carts, and you just same thing. Part of me says I'm gonna hang around just long enough to watch y'all go out to the car, because I promise you, there are people here who actually need these carts or could use these carts. But yeah, it's like, oh well, what you gonna do, Juan? It's
Not much.
Sam's is a private business. They can do what they want, and I continue to support them. Well, you know what, bro? In America, I think the buffet's out there.
That's right, man.
Started off with crawfish. We can see the chocolate fountain toward the end.
Got some cake with some cayenne.
Oh man, not lying. That's a gotta get that recipe. God, of course I could have been drunk. But maybe I gotta be careful. Some stuff tastes good after 4 or 5 beers. But anyway. So there, man. Anyway, America, it's out there. We're gonna push the button. Get on out of here. See if any of this stuff, any of it, stuck to tape. I think some did. Hope some did.
Yeah. If not, go back to like episode 7.
Man, there's so many episodes out there. So many. But hey, if you want to reach us, not hard. Dave and Juan, protonmail.com.
And right here.
Right where you at. And yeah, every week. Well, we didn't do it last week because, as we explained earlier, I had some stuff. But it's been 2 weeks since we reminded you.
And it was so important to be back. We did it on Mother's Day.
Yes. It's not a suggestion. It's not a hint. We ain't subtly implying a freaking thing, y'all. It's a
freaking mandate, bro.
Mandate. Live your life, man. Live your life to the best you can, bro. Take your shots. You may fail. You know what? Let's go out on a limb.
Get up and do it again.
Let's go out on a limb and say you probably will fail. Most things worth achieving, you're going to fail. And that's okay.
At least 3 times.
3? You must have been in the advanced class. I failed 3 times on a Monday. What you talking about? But hey, that's the point, y'all. Get up, get out there. Keep on at it. And then, yeah, so I'm back in Louisiana. If things go according to plan, I think I'm going to be there on the weekend. So you and I'll figure out when to do this again.
Yep. Going
to a couple graduations.
Nice.
Yeah. Going to, I've got a godson graduating, Edie White, on Friday evening, and then a nephew graduating, Nicholls, on Saturday. I will not walk out during the commencement speech. I don't. Or actually, that would be a good thing. I just stand up and protest. Free cutoff. Free. No, I'm going to stand up in the graduation and scream, fix the damn bridges.
Hey.
Fix the La Rose Bridge. Please help us out there. Or not. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But, all right. I think it's there, right?
It's done.
We're done. We didn't remember how to start. We'll see if we remember how to finish. But hey, everybody, have a fantastic week. And we think we're going to see you next week. Love you, bro.
Back at you, dude. So totally off subject and not for podcast. So this for a long time has been the only thing that I've used Zoom for at work. tended to use I don't know, whatever the Microsoft version.
Microsoft Office.
Yeah. But I was on a Zoom meeting the other day, and they were recording it, which is it's the only other time I've ever been in a Zoom meeting. And you know how it says, it's now recording or whatever it says. And I swear I looked up, I was ready to say, two. Literally, it just felt like, okay, I gotta say two.
I catch that all the time, man. Oh, I get on Zoom meetings and I gotta watch myself because I get like this. I'm on a professional meeting and I'm saying, bruh, what about that?
Yeah, bro. It's come on.
It's over. Go home.